Hi, I've got Beer Hates Astronauts from Half Acre. I've never had this before. This is one of their more special once a year releases. 7.8% alcohol. It's always been just Citra and Vienna malt, but they switch up how they brew it. Often this year it's all London 3 ale yeast, so it's a little bit New England IPA-y, except that Vienna malt is rarely used in hazy IPAs and never used as the one and only malt. I think only completely true original Vienna lagers use only Vienna malt. So kind of an interesting thing. My friend did a single malt, single hop experiment with pale ales. Where it was the same hop, but he switched the malts. And I don't think he used Vienna malt, but I got a good sense of how base malts like UK 2-row, US 2-row, Maris Otter, Golden, I don't know if he did Golden Promise, I think maybe he did, how those kind of worked in a hazy beer. But Vienna malt is known, for it to be a little bit amber. Well, this is pretty pale, actually. Yeah, I wasn't sure. I saw some pictures of this and I was like, that looks like hazy IPA. But it's not that hazy. Definitely hazier than your average Half Acre. Head looks real nice. I guess it is just like a kind of a dark orange, dark gold color. But honestly, looks a lot like a lot of any IPAs. Has very nice carbonation I can see coming in there, which usually you can't really see it in these beers. Head looks fantastic. I did chill the glass a bit because it's hot in here. So we'll see. Half Acre has a lot of interesting takes on IPA they've been doing these past few years. There's always, of course, Double Daisy Cutter, which is good, and I was able to get the New England version of Double Daisy Cutter, fully saturated Double Daisy Cutter. And I like that quite a bit. This is smelling kind of nice. It has that juicy fruit, tropical creamsicle, citra in there for sure. And there's only a hint of toasty caramely malt coming out of there. It smells pretty good. It smells a little bit like maybe sort of not proto any IPA, but like when brewers were doing lots of stuff with lots of citra dry hopping back like 5 years ago, but not doing as much haze and different yeast, and intense yeastiness and intense haze. But I kind of like that. Yeah, it's interesting. Honey Nut Cheerios. Definitely lots of Honey Nut Cheerios and juicy fruit gum. And that's the main thing. It's a little bit of a spicy dankness, a little bit. Not a huge body. Not too bitter, but not too dry. Quite clean in the finish. They know how to handle their yeast. A lot of brewers who are like, oh, we're going to suddenly use a different yeast and make a hazy beer. It doesn't work out well, but they know what they're doing at Half Acre, honestly. Of course, that's what you would expect. I've never had a bad batch of anything from Half Acre. Very interesting beer. It's kind of like zombie dust maybe, but the London 3 is bringing out a little bit more juiciness and fruitiness from the Citra. And it's honestly, it might be paler than zombie dust. Yeah, it's really surprising. All Vienna malt. I thought it was going to be more malty, more amber. Though it does have a little bit of that. But it doesn't get in the way of the fruitiness
building up. There's a big, like, you know, toasty quality, like actual like toast that's been in the, not just bread. I'm rambling here, but you know, well toasted bread that came out of the toaster, not burned. But I'm thinking that brewers should use more Vienna in these hazy IPAs. Maybe not entirely Vienna, though it does work. But maybe instead of using a touch of crystal, use a good amount of Vienna, and it'll add some malty complexity, which is nice that this actually has that. It doesn't smell like barley malt. It's interesting. It seems like that slight dankness is blending with a slight toastiness in the nose. I just wish the mouthfeel were a little bit more robust. You kind of think it would be, but I really don't know that much about what Vienna malt does to the mouthfeel. I guess the mouthfeel is maybe it's lacking because there's no wheat or oats or any of that stuff that you usually throw in these beers. That's probably it. That would usually also help with the haze, not always, but that would add some haze and some more body, so it would be a little bit more of a full New England IPA experience. But it's definitely fun to try this one. Definitely deserves at least a 4. But it's more of just a interesting, I don't want to say experiment beer, but just a very different beer, a very unique beer, though simple. So you can get a sense of these couple ingredients. That's it. Bye bye.